AM 1240 and 95.3 FM, WJON. It's our Get a Job segment. Gail Cruikshank, Talent Director, Greater St. Cloud Development Corporation, is with us today. Gail, good to see you.
Good morning. Great to be here.
All right, so today we're talking about perks that pay off. What are some perks that pay off?
Well, I thought it was an interesting topic because as we have come out of the pandemic and just our worlds are clearly different. And I thought this was a great quote that kind of got me thinking about why do we need to talk about this today. Before 2020, people worked to fit their life into work. And after 2020, now people live and work needs to fit into their life. So that is actually a quote from SHRM, the Society for Human Resource Management. But it really speaks to the conversation that benefits are really, people perceive them different. Post-COVID, I think people really took their second look at their life to say, what, am I focused on the right things? What's important to me, really? Employees will always take more money if you offer more money, but more than likely, it's not the money that's going to keep them in the job.
It might keep them happy temporarily.
Exactly.
But eventually that won't be enough either. They'll need more.
No.
Well, they need something.
Because again, people are really focused on what do I need to fill my cup? And, be it my work, my play, my family, activities. And so really looking at benefits in a sense that it can't be a one package fits all. That's, the jobs that I've had in the past were very much structured to this is the benefit package. You pick what you want, and that's what we have. Well, life isn't like that anymore. I think employers are starting to realize the importance of individualized benefits, or at least offering a cafeteria type offerings, and then they pick and choose which are right for them. Because frankly, what benefits are you're most interested in, Jay, are probably different than what I'm interested in.
Yeah, no, that's true. And sometimes are the benefits like time off, like additional time off? Is that something you can negotiate or something that is offered by some businesses?
Sure. I think really the biggest thing that continues to come up is that whole flexibility work-life balance. But that doesn't automatically mean everybody wants to work at home, but they want that flexibility. So, they're willing to take maybe a little bit less in salary if they know that they have the flexibility to work remotely 2 days a week, or negotiate another week of vacation as needed, or there's leaves in place for tragedies within your life more than just your own health. Many people are taking care of elderly parents right now. And so having to have time off to be able to take care of that and not take a pay cut in a sense that you're not working.
So a lot of the benefits, I guess you think about, for instance, like healthcare, matching 401ks, dental health care. I mean, you've got, mental health a lot of times is incorporated in people's benefit package. Time off, we mentioned that. So there's a lot of different things, I guess, come to play. And maybe it's like, even opportunities for a discount to go and work out, a gym membership.
Yep.
So our businesses, because it's still a very competitive market, needing to be competitive with others by offering a good benefit package.
They absolutely do. And I was pleased to read that a survey that I found from Forbes said that 62% of the businesses have changed their benefits in the last year. And that speaks loudly to they've realized the importance of that. And I think the other really important key takeaway for our employers is you have to ask your employees what benefits are important to them. So many times we all get caught into this. We think we're solving a problem, but we didn't ask the people that it's impacting. And that's just not with benefits. That's across the board. And so it's so important to have the people that it impacts be a part of that conversation. And maybe you can't, authorize or allow every benefit an employee wants, but the whole process of listening and then doing what you can do will speak loudly in that whole culture, building that camaraderie and family environment that you all want to have within your business.
Is pet insurance a benefit that could be available?
Yes, and that has been one of the literally most talked about benefits as a want. And when you think about it, so many people got pets during the pandemic. And then again, our younger workforce all have a passion for pets. And so, again, that's something that's very important to maybe particular. I don't even want to say the younger population because, again, any of us, no matter how old we are, may have that passion for pets. And so, yes, that is important. And again, I think one of the best things employers can do is, again, first listen to your employees, find out what is important, but then also offer just a variety of options that they can pick and choose, because not everything is important to everyone. Now, right now, I don't have a pet, so that wouldn't be important to me, but I would be totally supportive of Jay has a pet. He's one of my colleagues. He has the pet insurance offered to him. I think employers need to get out of that mentality that I have to have the same benefits for all my employees.
So one size doesn't fit all.
It does not. And it's become more and more obvious as we have transitioned here in the last 2 or 3 years.
What is mandatory paid time off? Is that the same as just regular PTO?
Right.
Yeah,
yes,
okay.
That is, everybody wants some feeling of they know they're going to have some time off, be it whatever is given be it vacation or any type of scheduling where they're not going to be unpaid, is really that portion.
Right.
Of that.
And then make sure you use it.
Right.
Is
Exactly.
the other part of it, which, in some cases it's you got to use it before you lose it, because there's whether it be the end of the year, sometimes it's mid-year. I know some businesses it's like in the summer where their
in many
calendar year.
businesses you can carry over a percentage, but again, you have to be aware of as an employee what your employer has set, because that again, I think needs to work best for your company, but also be cognizant of if that makes a difference for employees, then maybe you can adjust that and it might not cost you anything. And again, it's perceived as a great benefit to have, which then moves you up in that rung of employer of choice.
Work-life balance, something you hear about often. Businesses that value that, pretty good place to start.
Yes, absolutely. And again, it doesn't mean that it's swayed 100% one way or the other. Again, asking your employees, what does work-life balance mean to you? It might mean, if I can just leave at 4 because I can make sure I pick up my child from daycare before they close or charge me more. Or it might be, I want to work from home a couple of days. I want to be a remote employee. I want to be able to run to an appointment and not have to sign out or take PTO for 2 hours or whatever it is. So again, it's listening to your employees, but it's providing that balance that then they feel like you're thinking about their whole life, their whole self, not just their work time for those 8 hours or 4 hours or whatever their shift might be.
Is it important for a boss to get to know their employees and care about what happens to them outside of work?
It is. And I think in the past, again, it was always like, okay, work life, personal life, don't ask too many questions. But I think now, the more you know about your employees, the better job you can do in being the manager that helps grow them. Again, everybody wants to feel valued. Everybody wants to have a career path of some sort, whatever it looks like. And so knowing more about your employees and being concerned about their personal well-being as well as their mental well-being has become much more important to that employee. I know it makes me feel great when my boss comes and asks me something personally about how I am, not a work assignment, but something specific to me. And I think employees really like that. And you'll find out some employees want to share more than others. Definitely, again, to your point, the more you know about your employees, what their personality is like, are they an open book or are they more closed and they don't want to share personal things? It all helps you build the right type of relationship that employee feels like, I want to stay here because they care about me and they're acknowledging me as a person as well as me as a performing employee.
So kind of meet them where they're at and what their priorities are.
Right. Because we're all different. Again, unless you hire all the same person, like same age, you'll only hire 20 to 25-year-olds for this job. We all have needs that are very different. And again, recognizing those is certainly going to elevate your ability to be that employer of choice.
We know that remote work is still a possibility for some jobs.
Yep.
In some cases, there's hybrid. How do employers view that if they're trying to appeal to employees?
I think as far as an employer, you know what's best for your business. Some positions simply cannot be remote. And like we've talked, I think, in previous shows, it's like, but then what else can you offer those people that have to physically be on site that could kind of balance off for the people that can work remotely? But then also we're learning that those remote employees want the ability to come in. So do you have into the office because they like that, camaraderie, relationship, face-to-face meetings sometimes are more effective. So do you provide space for them so they can? Maybe it's just use whatever space is available. You don't have a office that is technically assigned to you if you're a remote employee. So I think it's just providing, again, what they're looking for in the best way that you can, because it does really strengthen your productivity as an employee if you're happy with your surroundings. So if you're given a hybrid opportunity or a remote employee opportunity, or I want to be in the office every day, that helps productivity. So definitely something that's important.
Is there a certain age group that desires working from home more than others?
What was interesting, as I looked that up, it was not exactly what I expected, because, again, we thought a lot of times first it was that younger, those new employees. Well, that's not the case, and many of us have heard that they actually want that personal interaction. They want to network. They're growing their work experiences, that sort of thing. But actually, it was funny. The highest one is 26 to 41. But again, each of the categories after that are only a percentage or two off. So again, as a general sense, there's about 40% of the population that, wants that work from home option. And I say that as an option because they don't necessarily need it or want it 24/7, but if it's needed, if they have that flexibility, that speaks loudly to, again, the company is listening to my personal needs as well.
What are the most desired fringe benefits for in-office workers?
Well, and I think, obviously the insurance that we talked about, that basic insurance. So I always say, do the basics, make sure you're covering those. But again, it's that team building. It's that, what's your culture like? This is, again, where I've read many articles that employers have made the assumption that they want more potlucks. Well, yeah, those are nice, but they'd rather have this, So again, it's take the time to listen to your employees to really provide the benefits that are of the biggest value to them. Some of those benefits don't cost you a dime. So again, you don't have to think that, this is all more money, more money, more money. Many of things you might find less expensive benefits that your employees really are seeking, and maybe some things that they aren't important to them anymore, that you could save money on some of those. So it's a constant ebb and flow. And all I do is challenge employers to make sure you've looked at your benefits. You look at them on at least an annual basis, if not more frequently, and listen to your employees, because they're going to tell you what's important to them. If you have good culture and good open communication in your place of business, they're going to give you honest feedback, and they're going to understand that you can do what you can do, but then maybe we put something on the list for the following year or to be revisited, that sort of thing. So if they can be in partnership with you, that's going to speak loudly.
Do we still have a lot of jobs available in the St. Cloud area?
We do, but they are continuing to go down a little bit. We're right around 5,500 jobs within the 3-county area. And so, again, still opportunity out there. If somebody is feeling they want a little bit of a change, certainly it is still a job seeker's market. But I am hearing from employers that they are finding that recruitment and applications and interviews are much more positive than they were probably 6 months ago. So that's all good news. So again, keep promoting the region, keep promoting your employer, your establishment as that employer of choice. The one thing that I like to highlight is, again, on St. Cloud Shines, you can use that site as a recruitment tool if you're recruiting somebody into the region. That is why that site was built, for the community. Anybody can use it. It really just highlights why would somebody want to move here, and what are all those questions that they would want answers to that maybe you as an employer might not know. And then you don't have to go search in 25 different places to find it. So if you are looking for a job, if you are a job seeker, simply go to greaterstcloud.com, and then you'll see JobSpot, where you can peruse jobs, search jobs, and then apply directly to those employers. And then employers, if you are looking for resources, you can find a lot of resources on our Greater St. Cloud Development Corporation website at greaterstcloud.com, or reach out to me with ideas, suggestions. We are always looking for feedback as to how we can be the most helpful in our community.
Gail, thanks as always. We'll see you again next month.
All right. Thank you so much.
Gail Cruikshank, Talent Director, Greater St. Cloud Development Corporation. It's been our Get a Job segment here on WJON.